What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Scene Snobs Reviews, where we look at new movies and we talk about what we liked and we didn't like about them and review everything in between. And this is a spoiler review, so if you haven't had a chance to check out the movie, maybe go check it out and then come back and check out our review as well and let us know what you thought in the comments. We love hearing the impact that these movies had on you, especially like the older ones, things like that, and when you get into our discussions. Today we are talking about Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan Ghost War, the new one out on Amazon Prime that was directed by Andrew Bernstein and stars John Krasinski back again as Jack Ryan. Of course, Greer is back in tow, played by Wendell Pierce. Sienna Miller joins the fold, and Mike Kelly's back as Mike November in this one. And I have to tell you, I'm all for it. I did like the Jack Ryan show. I got all into it. I like the books, everything else. I'm a big Jack Ryan fan, and I like Tom Clancy's inner involved world that he has here. I would have liked for a movie like this to have John Clark in there, but hey, it's okay. This time around, we see Jack Ryan being pulled back into the fold of espionage and spy work with the CIA. Greer has a new case for him, and it is built on vengeance, and they're coming for Greer. So when Jack Ryan goes out, he goes to the UAE and he has to do a drop for his old friend. And things go catastrophic and he finds himself on the run. He's building a new team out with Sienna Miller joining the cast this time around, and they have to figure out exactly what's going on, who's gunning for them, and especially Greer, and what happened in the past that's making all of this unfold right now. This is an action-packed one. It had a lot of fun, interesting action in it, just like the show did. This seems like 2 episodes of the show kind of put together and added some bigger elements with the budget and stuff like that. And I didn't dislike that. I thought it was interesting. I just didn't think that the story was all there. It kind of got convoluted at times, and sometimes when you're watching it, it drags at times where you're just like, all right, this isn't as interesting as it could be. I'm also not a huge fan of the exposition where it explains exactly what you're seeing every 5 minutes when you're watching it. It's very big in stories like this, and I don't think you need that for a standalone movie. Also, calling back to the show in their past. You're watching this, you're watching it as somebody who knows the show, knows these characters, and kind of getting into it. Yes, anybody new coming into it, it's fine, you get these little explanations, but it's almost overly explained at times, and I'm just not a big fan of that. I feel like you can have some mystery within this and not really drag everything right out into the forefront every so often so that way we can keep up. A good audience is keeping up with it if you have an interesting story. That's all that matters. But overall, the technical side of this, things get dark, they get saturated at times. I don't love that. I understand that the look was adopted from the Cold War epic era, but honestly, when this stuff happens, it feels very streamer friendly. When it's oversaturated in its look, the blue hues, nothing's really warm. That's not really something that's more big budget or makes you feel that. I understand why the show is like that, because when you have it like that, it kind of builds this motif of this atmosphere. But when you have this big budget movie coming out that's a continuation off of that and it just feels like more of the same, it doesn't really propel you to anything bigger. So it just wasn't really there for me. This isn't one I think I would check out again. I actually watched Without Remorse for the first time after seeing this one, and I thought that was so much better of a story. Still the saturation issues, things like that, which just keeps coming about, but that felt like a big epic sort of movie that fits within the same world, and I wish that they had kind of copied off of that to make this movie for Jack Ryan, but they didn't. It kind of falls short from all the things I was hoping and expecting from it, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments and let's discuss it. I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say. I love when you talk about all these movies and how they impacted you, and you guys shine some lights on some things maybe I missed. But until then, if you enjoyed this video or any of our other reviews, please give it a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel so we can help build this out for other film lovers just like you, and we appreciate it. You can also support us over on Patreon. We have a free tier and paid tiers as well with some perks available. All goes back into building out the channel the best that it can be. And make sure to follow us at The Scene Snobs on social media and Letterboxd and Substack, where we do written reviews of all these movies and more. Until then, though, make sure you take care of yourselves. That's important. Be kind, rewind, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.